Come on in. I know I am very, very late going live. Probably why there's nobody here. Al gave up and went to do something else. I apologize for not doing my live when I usually do it. But I did want to pop on, say hey, let people know what happened. Both with me not going live at any point in time on Thanksgiving, which I had said I was going to do, and why I'm late going live today. Hey, Dibble. I got put in a very weird headspace on Thanksgiving, so that's why I did not go live. My brain was trying to process, so I couldn't deal with pretty much anything else. And today, I was helping Brandon out with his auction last night, and that went until like 5 o'clock this morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then I was chit chatting with him. I didn't end up getting to sleep until 7:30. So I was like, nope, I'm not even setting the alarm. I'm just going to bed. I'm tired. And I woke up at like 9:45, well, 9:30, something like that. So that's why today is late. How was your Thanksgiving, Dibble? Yeah, power nap. This will not be a long live. I will be going back to bed. Because Brandon's auction started at midnight. And yeah, so my hands lasted for about 2.5 hours, and then I moderated verbally because my hands were on fire. My neuropathy was flaring up. I had moderated for about 4.5 hours with Ella yesterday morning, so my hands couldn't take anymore. But it was a fun auction. It was fun. He has some gorgeous, gorgeous rings. He did not sell them all. He will be doing another auction tonight. I believe he said he was going to do it around 7:30. So lots of good deals. He's starting all his rings at $5 starting bid. Yeah. I'm glad everything went smoothly, though. That's a good thing. Yeah, my son never gave my mother a time on when he was going to be there. And I told him, she was going to have dinner between 12 and 1. Well, he showed up just at 1 o'clock. So everything was already done. He should have been there at 12, but. Hey, Darlene. Oh, okay. That's okay. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I know. I'm late, so. And it won't be a long live either. I need to get more sleep. I only got about 2 hours of sleep, so. Sides from moist. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, my mom brought me food, which I was able to divide into 2 meals, plus macaroni and cheese. I don't know why she brought that. But she always brings me a little everything she has. So I still have some macaroni and cheese, which I do have. I don't know. There's enough for like a snack there. And she brought me turkey and stuffing and corn, peas, potatoes, and carrots. And there was some gravy. And she brought me 2 pieces of pumpkin pie and Cool Whip. So I was able to have Turkey Day food, and then yesterday I had the rest of it. So it was yummy. Yeah. But yeah, I got put in a weird head place. It was just a very strange headspace on Thanksgiving, because when my mom showed up, I heard the car door, and then I heard another car door, and I was like, well, maybe she got put the food in the back seat and got it from there. So I roll over and I see my son getting out of the car. I was not expecting him, so it kind of threw me. I was like, "Oh, he's here! Oh my God, well, that's what he looks like." Because I haven't seen him in so long, and um, Simi was out in the main part of the house with me. She saw that boy walk past that window, man, and I thought she was going to wiggle her tail off. She just started. She freaked out. My dog was just so excited. She loves my son, and she did not stop wiggling the entire time he was here. It was so funny. He had paw prints all over his shorts. It's so funny. Um, he came in and walked right to my refrigerator and opened it. And yeah, I'm like, get out of my fridge. So he closes the refrigerator door and then opens my freezer. I said, what did I say? He goes, what? It's not the fridge, it's the freezer. These are the kind of arguments that my son poses. I'm like, mm-hmm. So I was like, where's my hug? And he hesitated, came over and gave me a hug. Probably because my mother was there. And then she left because my grandson refused to leave the house, wouldn't leave, wouldn't come over. Apparently he was being a little brat, Mom. To quote my son, my grandson was being a little bitch all day, the whole time he was there. So he wouldn't eat dinner with them. Morning, Barbara. he just stayed in his room. He didn't want anything to do with anybody. He was all yeah. So my mom didn't want to leave him at the house too long. And Cat, I am gonna give you away, I swear. Stop trying to bury your food bowl. It's already dead. You don't have to kill it and bury it. So my mom left, and my son was still at my house. He had arranged for his roommates to come here to pick him up, and I was fine with that. So for the next hour, I tried having conversations with him, to which I got one-word answers or very short answers, except when he was talking about their landlord because he doesn't like him, so he was very angrily animated. And then the last half hour he was here, he was out on the porch. He said my house was too hot. He wanted to go outside. My house is 71 degrees, so I don't know how that's too hot, but the whole time he was here, he just seemed to want to go. He just kept checking his phone and messaging people. And then when Hector pulled up, I was in the doorway, so I wished him happy Thanksgiving, and he said it back, and that was cool. I like Hector. And my son just left. He just walked off the porch. He no hug, no goodbye, just walked off the porch, got in the car, and left. So didn't seem like he really wanted to be here. But so it put me in a kind of weird place because I was like, I miss you, and he goes, yeah, I miss me too. There's no feedback to anything positive there. So yeah, it was weird. Okay, Darlene, have a great time. Yeah, it was nice to see him. He's having a lot of mouth problems. He's got a couple of broken teeth, and he's got an infection in one of his teeth. And I'm sitting there thinking, Mom, all those times you were all, oh, your mouth's not that bad. Although when he cooked, he did take into consideration the fact that it was hard for me to eat things. He would make something, go, here, try this, and make sure you can eat it. That you can chew it. So that was considerate, but he was always kind of, your teeth issue is no big deal. And now I guess he's saying that, yeah, broken teeth hurt. He's gonna get some dental work done when he gets his taxes because he doesn't have any insurance. So, but I told him, I was like, if that abscess gets bad, you need to go to the hospital and get antibiotics because you don't need an infection in your mouth like that. His stomach's been acting up too. But it was nice to see him, physically see him. I was forgetting what he looked like, So, yeah. But when you're trying to talk to somebody and it seems like all they want to do is leave, it becomes a little uncomfortable, Although Simi was I was happy for my dog because he did pay a lot of attention to her. He, roughhoused with her a little bit. She got lots of belly rubs, and you know, she was so happy to see him. The definition of joy when a dog just wiggles her ass off when she sees you through a window. You know. Yeah, we don't. As far as I know, we don't have anything like that here. I don't know, but they're paying way too much for that apartment, and he tried to get Hector to not pay the rent and to look for something else, and Hector ended up paying because they had back rent they had to pay and all this kind of crap. The landlord increased the rent in like 2 months, increased it like $400 or some crap. I don't know, but they're paying $1,800, almost $2,000, or was it 15? I don't know. Either one is too much for a 3-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor. Yeah, and if they're late even like a day, they get charged an inconvenience fee or something. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was like, y'all need a better place. So, yeah. I said, so how's that saving money by moving out thing going? He goes, it's fun. I was like, but you have no money. He goes, yeah, but I don't have to live with you. I'm like, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thank you so much. He's such a joy. So that's why I did not go live. It was weird. Okay, Dibble. I wasn't expecting him, so because usually he just gets picked up from my mom's house. So that threw me when I'm not expecting something. It throws my whole brain off track, and then just kind of the attitude when he was here. I mean, it wasn't a bad attitude. It was just you could tell he didn't want to be here. He was a little upset because I guess the roommates were supposed to pick him up pretty much right away as soon as he got here, and it took Hector an hour to get here. So he was constantly, "Are you on your way yet?" To on his phone and all that. So yeah. And today I was late because I'm just damn tired. I moderated all night from a little after midnight until 4:30 in the morning. So, but I'll tell you, if you're looking at getting good deals, really good deals on rings, make sure you're subscribed to Heartland Picker because he'll be doing another auction tonight. He was making the thumbnail while I was talking to him after the auction. Let me see if he's got it up. Yep, he does. Because he had so many rings. He didn't even get halfway through the box of rings that he had. Oh, he set it up for 8:30. I thought he was going to do 7:30. This is the link to the auction tonight. He's got it set up for 8:30 Eastern. Oh yeah, because he had said 7:30 Central. So yeah. And all of the stones, he did test all of the stones. They're all genuine stones, but he cannot test the metal. So a lot of them are marked 925, but he can't guarantee it. He's not allowed to have the acid kit in the house, so he cannot verify the metal. But even if it's silver plated or not silver at all, the rings that he's got are they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And he has a ton left, so yeah. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with them, but Brandon's auctions usually start so late, and then they go into the early hours of the morning, and it was 5:30 by the time I got off the laptop with him because we were talking in the back room, and then I couldn't get to sleep, so like I was overtired or I don't know, but I ended up laying down around 7:30 and woke up at like 9:30, but somewhere between 9:30 and 9:45, and I was like, we'll go live for a little bit. But I hope everybody had a, if not an enjoyable Thanksgiving, at least a peaceful one. And I do apologize for not going live at all. That had been my intention to go live in the afternoon after my mom brought the food over. So, and I didn't know exactly when that was going to be, but it was just her and my son eating dinner because my grandson refused to come out of his room and participate in dinner. I'm like, it's dinner, go eat. I don't know. He got in a mood, and I mean, it used to be my son would go over there, and that's all James wanted to do was hang out with my son. And this time, he didn't want anything to do with anybody, and he refused to come over here. And I know he doesn't have any problems with me because I haven't done anything. Which, well, he's a teenager. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a problem. But, um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's because my mom asked him to come over here and change out the light bulbs in my ceiling fan, and because nobody else can reach it. My son is like 10 feet tall, or my grandson is 10 feet tall, so we figured if anything, he's also skinny enough to stand on one of my chairs to reach it if he couldn't reach it. And he was like, "Why is everybody always asking me to do stuff?" I don't know, because you're 17 and healthy and capable of helping. I don't know. So he went into this whole tizzy about that. My mom didn't tell me that, my son did. So my mother will never spit anything negative about my grandson in that kind of way because that's her little angel, you know. So, but my dinner was good. For the most part, my Thanksgiving was quiet and then just weird and then quiet again. So, my dog was exhausted, man. She came back into this room after my son left and just crashed. She was like, blunk, just threw herself down and fell asleep. It was funny. She's not used to that much excitement. So I think between me and my dog, I think my dog had the better Thanksgiving. And I gave her a treat. She got a cookie for one of her dog cookies for a treat for Thanksgiving. She doesn't eat people food, so she wasn't getting any leftovers. Not that there were any. I practically licked those plates clean. Let me tell you. Hell yeah, it was good. It was good food. So nothing else really going on. Um, I had fun doing Ella's auction yesterday. God, her and Missy are so funny. It did get a little naughty there for a while, which is I lost complete control over the whole thing. I'm like, oh fuck it. But it was a good time. It was. We had fun. And next Friday, I believe Victoria will be back on with Ella, so that's always a good thing. I've already got my candles lit. And December 1st, we'll have Nikki and Kim adopted retrospects, so that'll be fun. Having a good time. Morning, Lisa. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, but my hands were my hands are still hurting from I mean, altogether I did like 6 hours of modding, yes, until I had to stop last night doing the typing, which I still moderated verbally, but I couldn't couldn't type that much because of my hands. Because Ella went for like almost 4.5 hours. It was like 10 minutes shy of 4.5 hours, and then Brandon's last night I was going for about 2.5, and I was like, okay, Brandon, I have to put my gloves on. You're gonna have to type. And oh yeah, I was Brandon's auction ran until like 4:30 this morning. So yeah, there are, Barbara, there are. And the link that's in the chat is to Brandon's auction tonight. If you like rings, real real stone rings, he sold a couple that were just amazing. He had sorry, hold on, I'll be right back. Whew. I hate it when that happens. He had some mystic topaz, and he had two rings that were identical but different stones. The focal stone in each one, one was a ruby, and one was a green sapphire or a green amethyst. And then they were both teardrop shapes, and they were like 14 karat stones, and then they were surrounded by little white topaz stones. They were amazing, and both of those went for under $30, I think. 30, 35, somewhere in there, maybe. I mean, the deals are unbelievable. He's starting all the rings off at $5. He's not allowed to have the acid test at his mom's house. His mom doesn't want the acid in the house, so he can't test. Yeah. But the rings are gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. You know what I mean? Hey, Tammy. He did. And he's going to have more of them tonight. He will have more of them tonight. I put the link in the chat for the auction tonight. Small Business Saturday auction. And he does have more Mystic Topaz. He showed me at least 2 or 3 more. She does. Lisa. She does. She doesn't want the acid in the house. So Miss Nancy's house, Miss Nancy's rules, you know. I have, Lisa. I usually don't moderate for 2 auctions on the same day, but I love moderating for Ella, and it's a regular commitment for me. So, I would never cancel on Ella just so I could moderate later that night. And I had told Brandon I would help him out. So, yeah. I almost made it, but my hands gave out. It was hurting so bad to even touch my laptop. So I had to just do it verbally, which is weird for me because I never moderate just verbally, you know. But yeah, and I always have fun with Brandon. Brandon's a good kid, and I know he's like 19, 20 now, but I'm older than that, so he's a kid. But he's an awesome kid, so I mean, I am super impressed with his focus. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I actually felt pretty bad. I know people like Lindsay, and when she popped into the chat the other day, everybody was like, "Lindsay, we miss you," and da da da. And it got to the point where everybody was gushing over Lindsay that I was like, well, gee, I like you guys too, like, what about? I'm here. I'm right here. But I do know that people miss her. So, but yeah, my feelings got a little hurt, a little bit, just like a twinge, like, hey, But now I get it because people are used to Lindsay and they like Lindsay, But hopefully she's doing well and I'm getting done what she needs to do. I don't know why she stopped. All I know is she was taking a break and had personal things to deal with. So I hope she's doing okay. But I do appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you. I try and make it fun. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I get it. And part of it were people just giving me a hard time, which I fully appreciate because I do that to other people. You know what I mean? If you can get one in on somebody, it's not a personal thing. You know, like me and Kim, and like I got Missy good yesterday, just because it was right there and I had to. Um, she's like, I can't even with you. It's all done in good fun, and we're fine. She is. Missy is hilarious. I'm glad she didn't fall because I have fallen and it's scary and it's painful, and so I am glad she did not fall. Hey Jennifer, good morning. So I always have a good time when I'm moderating for Ella. Always. So yeah, it got to the point where even trying to type, it felt like my fingertips were getting knives or nails shoved through them. So I had to stop because I was just in too much pain to enjoy myself, and yeah, that's never a good thing. Then it becomes work, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? So, and I didn't want to bail on Brandon, so that's why we switched it to me doing it verbally. Hopefully, my hands rest enough today that they'll be okay tonight. Hey, Miss Joni, how was your Thanksgiving with the little one? Holidays are always more fun when you have a kid around. More of a pain in the butt and more fun. So I hope you and Mr. Jim are doing well, and Miss Bristol and the dogs. Always have to include the fur babies. Miss Joni, is Mr. Jim selling tonight, or is it just his guests? Because I know he's got guests on. Yeah, good stress. Absolutely. I was thinking of you and your little pixie fingers, Miss Joni, because Brandon had a ton of size 4 rings. Not sure. Okay. Yeah, Brandon last night slash early this morning, his ring sale. He seemed to have a cornucopia of size 4s, because he had bought like an estate sale type of thing from a woman who had been going to go into business, and then she had health problems. She was in her 80s, and so he ended up buying all of her stock, and there was like 2,000 rings. He's got tons of rings. Hey TG, give the halo back. And he just every time he did choice, there was at least one size 4 on there. He's like, why did she have so many size 4s? And the only thing that I could think of is because she was buying stock because she was going to go into business. Maybe her ring finger, her ring size was a size 4, and she could never find that size because it's so small. So she kind of overcompensated so that she'd make sure that people could find that size in her store. Yeah, but yeah, and they're gorgeous. The rings are gorgeous. I wish Brandon could test. You know what I mean? But Miss Ivy doesn't want the Miss Ivy does not want the acid in the house, which you have to respect mom's rules. So he cannot verify the metal, but he did test all the stones, and then his presidium tester broke. The pen part of it. He did order a new one. Should be there in a little bit, but he did test them all. He just forgot to write them down when he tested. 3.5 pinky ring. Yeah, I know. You got little pixie fingers, tiny little fingers. Some of these stones, though, he had a he had one that was a big rock. I mean, it was, I forget which one it was. Probably one of the sapphires or amethyst, and it was a size 4. And you could even see the ring band if you looked straight down on the ring, because the stone was bigger than the ring band was wide. So yeah, his mom doesn't want the acid testing stuff in the house. So I was like, anybody with fingers that small that it puts on that ring is gonna fall over because the ring is so big. They were gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the Mystic Topaz was beautiful. He has more of them, Tammy. He showed me at least, I think he showed me 3 more of them. I do not know. I'm not really sure, Jennifer. Maybe she thinks it's too dangerous. I don't know. I mean, it's acid, so I'm not really sure. You'd have to ask Miss Ivy. But no, I mean, it's acid. It's corrosive. I guess. I don't know. Like I said, you'd have to ask Miss Ivy what her reasoning behind that policy is. But that's why he can't test. So, but he did test all the gemstones. All of the rings that he's showing do have actual gemstones. And most of them are stamped 925, but he can't guarantee that they're 925. But like I said, I mean, for the stones that he has, even if they're not actual 925, they're still a really good deal for what they're going. He starts them at $5. He's got some really pretty sapphire heart rings. It's got I keep saying sapphire, amethyst heart rings, and it's got like the heart in the middle, and then it's got 2 amethysts on either side. And he's got a lot of those. They're all in different sizes. He's still got more of them. Yeah, but pretty rings, pretty. So, unfortunately, Miss Joni, I won't be able to be at Mr. Jim's tonight because I told Brandon I'd help him out. So, at 8:30 tonight, I'll be helping Brandon with his auction. But I hope everything goes well for you guys. Hope everybody sells lots of stuff. And if you want to put the link in for the sale tonight, Miss Joni, you can. This is Brandon's link for his auction tonight. Brandon is in, where is he? Illinois? Illinois, I think. I know he's in the Midwest, so I believe it's Illinois. Oh, Iowa. Hi, Lindsay. Iowa. I know it began with an I. And it wasn't Indiana, so. Yeah, Illinois, Iowa. I don't know. I'll ask him tonight. Yeah, by the way, because I know he's said it repeatedly. Yeah, Mid-South Wales. TG felt left out of the conversation. I know he's said it a million times, and I'm so tired. I cannot remember right now. My brain is mush. I have mush brain. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Jennifer. There's the auction for Mr. Jim and Miss Jody tonight. Don't you hate it when you get an itch and it won't stop? I just had an itch on the back of my head, and I'm like, I felt like I had fleas. I'm like, help me. Sorry, I'm not that talkative. I'm just literally exhausted today. So yeah, people feel free to auction hop back and forth, Mr. Jim's and Brandon's and whoever else is out there. We have no problem with that. But if you're bidding, don't say be right back. That was weird last night. We had someone who were in the middle of bidding and they're like, "Oh, I'll be right back." I'm like, "Wait, what? Where you going? You're bidding." But they were buffering, so we waited until she got back. That was funny. And Brandon also might be doing a at the end of the auction tonight. The rings that have been passed on, he might be doing a deal on a bulk buy for that. So that'll be cool. Like doing a reseller lot type of thing. Let me tell you, that was a very small amount of rings last night that were passed on. He sold a lot of those. Good bargains. Very good bargains. That's what I always say, Jennifer. I'm still on this side of the dirt, so things are good. My neighbor Donnie, the one that helps me out sometimes, he has his Christmas lights up on his porch. I noticed yesterday. Noticed that last night. I was like, "Oh, first house on the street in my sight that got decorated." I was like, "And it has begun." My mom will probably pull out my little Christmas tree out of the closet and all that this coming week, I would imagine. Which means I have to clear off my shipping table because that's where we put it. My dog needs to pick a spot and just lay down. She's walking back and forth on my bed. We'll lay down, then get up, and then walk to the other end of the bed. She's driving me crazy. Jennifer, bah humbug. That's what John always used to say too. And then he'd decorate everywhere. It was so funny. Not in the mood for Christmas. Yeah, I'm not really either. I think if I could actually shop and get people things. It makes me happy to give gifts. I know that's not what your whole season is about, but it makes me feel bad because people, especially the kids, the grandkids, they expect something, and I can't do anything. So, I mean, I've given them handmade stuff and they're just kind of like, oh, that's nice. You know, gotta love the gratefulness, but I just, and nobody comes to see me. I mean, I'll see my mom because she'll come and bring me food, but once again, my grandson will probably be at the house, so she won't stay and visit or anything. She just drops off food, tells me not to throw away the containers, and then leaves. Which is what she did, on Thanksgiving. She told me, she goes, make sure you don't throw away the white containers. Yeah, I did. And I was like, okay. She goes, because I need to reuse those for Christmas. I'm like, okay. And when I unpacked everything, the white containers she was talking about are the little styrofoam ones. And I'm like, you're washing styrofoam? I'm like, okay. Mom's not that broke. You know what I mean? Mom has money. She doesn't need to wash styrofoam containers. But I'm like, okay. But I was afraid to wash them because of my hand situation. I can't gauge how hard I'm grabbing something. And so I put them back in the fridge. So on Wednesday when she comes, she'll have to wash them because I don't want to crush them because she wants to reuse them. So I did. She brought me enough food that I had 2 meals out of it, and she brought me 2 pieces of pumpkin pie with Cool Whip in one of those white containers. Yeah. So, yep, I got turkey and stuffing and peas, corn, mashed potatoes, carrots, gravy, and mac and cheese. And I had enough of the main foods for 2 meals. Plus, now I have a container with some macaroni and cheese in it because I don't eat macaroni and cheese with Thanksgiving dinner. I wasn't raised as that as being part of Thanksgiving dinner, so I'm just kind of like, I'll eat that later. So yeah, after holidays, I used to love the leftovers because we would like live on leftovers for like a week. I loved it. But I did have enough for 2 meals, so that was nice. That you know of. I think you would have been there. So, but yeah, I got thrown through a loop, Jennifer, because when my mom brought the food over, my son got out of the car. And I was like, "What?" And then my dog saw him, and she almost wiggled herself into a coma. She was she saw him through the window and just went ballistic. She actually ran out my front door to get to him, and she never does that. But as soon as my mom opened the door, my dog was out the door and ran right to my son. She loves him so much. So she got a lot of attention from him, and she was so happy. He was here for about an hour. His roommates were supposed to pick him up pretty much when my mom showed up. Um, and they were an hour later than what he expected. So he kept checking his phone and messaging them and wanting to leave. So yeah, it's as people in the South do that. Um, being from Massachusetts, macaroni and cheese was never a side dish for us. Now my aunt did it when they did, a holiday meal at their house. She always had mac and cheese, but she was from Florida. I was graced with his presence and him just wanting to not be here. I did manipulate the situation when he first got here because my mom was here. So I was like, "Where's my hug?" So I did get a hug from him. He would not have done that if my mom hadn't been standing there. But he didn't want to look bad in front of my mom, so he gave me a hug. And but after that, it was mostly him wanting to go. He just, so it did put me in a weird headspace. And I said earlier, that's why I didn't go live on Thanksgiving, is because my head was I was having an issue dealing with the whole situation. And It made me feel bad that he didn't want to even hang out with me after not seeing me for almost a year, you know. But it is what it is. The dog had fun, so I'm good with that. But for Christmas, he usually goes over to my mom's Christmas Eve and he spends the night, and then he's there till food and opening presents and stuff, and then he usually has Hector pick him up from my mom's before, because my mom has clean. She always has to clean before she goes anywhere. So usually while my mom's doing dishes and cleaning up from the meal and all the presents and all that, he makes his escape. But apparently, my middle child has said she's going to be at my mom's for Christmas this year, which she hasn't. My daughter Kayla has not been to a family Christmas in probably about 15 years. It's been a really long time, or longer. She since she was like 13, she's 29 now, so yeah. But she told my mom last time she talked to my mom that she would be there for Christmas Day. So that'll be different. My son holds serious resentments against both of my daughters. Um, so he usually tends to not have conversations with them. He'll just kind of ignore that they're there. So hopefully it doesn't become too uncomfortable. But yeah, well, if I went, my daughter wouldn't go. Yeah. I've, and that's what I told my mom. I said, well, I said, did you let her know that John, my son was going to be there? Johnny was going to be there. And she's like, oh, yeah, I did. And she said that was fine. And I said, yeah, if you had told her I was going to be there, she's like, oh, well, I can't make it. My mom was like, yeah, probably. But yeah. Yeah, there's just no way for me to get into my mom's house. So it's okay. My brain has gotten adjusted to that fact. Well, my son holds grudges because it's because of my daughter's DSS got involved with us and he got pulled out of my house when he didn't want to go. So, you know, and yeah, the girls are how they are and my son is how he is. It is what it is. But what's funny is that my daughters don't consider me to be their mother. My daughter Kayla, the middle child, she calls me her incubator. And my oldest daughter says I'm toxic, shouldn't be around people. And my son turned around and said, well, I don't consider either one of them my family anyway. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you people? But yeah, yeah, Jennifer, they can't let go of the childhood perspective on the entire situation. So, mm, I have come to the point where I cannot stress over things that I can't control. And there's nothing I can do about the way they think. So, you know, they have to come to that conclusion on their own. I cannot change the way they think or their situations or whatever. So I don't stress over it. I mean, I know people are like, well, you must be really upset. Yeah, of course I am. It makes me very sad. I love my kids, even though, they're all being little assholes. I do love them. They're mine. I suffered to bring them into the world. And, but they are how they're going to be. And I can't change that, you know? So I try not to stress over it. It is what it is. I mean, and I have made effort in the past with Kayla, and then you'll say one wrong thing or disagree with something that she's got in her head, and boom, all of a sudden you're person non grata anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna have to come to your own epiphany because I can't keep going through it. Let me in, kick me out. Let me in, kick me out. It's like running repeatedly into a wall. It hurts, and I'm one of those people that won't put myself through pain if it's not necessary. You know, so whether it's physical or emotional, and running into walls is painful. I know. I do it all the time in damn wheelchair. So, yep. I just try to be the best person I can be now, and I thought I was all along, but apparently my children have other opinions of that. But I think I'm the same way I was now that I am then, and I don't see that I'm a bad person. So I don't really comprehend where they get it from, but okay, you know. I mean, from their perspective when they were kids, I couldn't do much with them because of the physical issues that I had. My daughter was on cheerleading squad, and I could not go watch the games to watch her cheer because those damn benches are so hard. I wouldn't have been able to move. My back would have locked up. I would not have been able to even get up, even if I brought a cushion with me. It's would not, so I couldn't go. So she's like, well, my mom doesn't care. She doesn't go to any of the cheers, the games to watch me cheer. Well, that's not why I'm not going, but that's all she sees. So yeah. So, it is just what it is. I mean, whether they like mom or not, I hope that they're happy in their lives and they're doing well. My son got passed over for promotion that he was hoping to get. They pulled in people from outside the store, gave them the promotions, and then my son ended up having to train these people in order to do their job. Does that make sense? The kid knew how to do the job. He was good at it enough for them to want him to train the new people, but he gave the outside people the promotion. I'm like, what? So yeah, he's a little upset about that. And his financially, his housing situation sucks ass. But according to him, well, at least I'm not living with you. That's what he said to me on Thanksgiving. Like, nice. Yep. Yeah, those benches weren't comfortable for me when I was a kid. I couldn't even imagine trying now, you know, or back in the early 2000s when Kayla was doing her cheering. They're painful. I mean, when I had the first surgery on my foot and the home healthcare nurse would come over to take care of the wound, I would transfer out of the wheelchair and sit on one of the kitchen chairs outside or whatever. And I'd be sitting in the chair for maybe an hour. It would take her about an hour to clean up the wound and rewrap it and do everything she needed to do. And then she would leave, and John would actually have to physically pull me out of the chair because my tailbone, I would be in so much pain with my tailbone, even adjusting and sitting more forward or whatever. My tailbone would hurt so bad that I couldn't get up, and my lower back would be all locked up. So John would literally have to pull me out of the chair. So yeah, I sitting on those bleachers for a couple of hours, they'd have to call EMTs to get me off the bench. So no, I couldn't put myself through that. Really, Sonny? Uh, get up here, Heffalump, my chunky butt. There you go. So, but all Kayla saw was that I wasn't going to watch. Yeah, there's no room in the auditoriums for everybody to have one of those stadium seats. I mean, yeah, like I said, even with padding, because I had a cushion on my chicken, yeah, my kitchen chair. I had a cushion on it to be able to sit there for the nurse, and it didn't make a difference. So, I mean, I did what I could to get her to be able to cheer, and that was, I mean, it was back when we were in the AOL days, and people from my chat room that I went into regularly actually sent money. My mom donated money, and then the rest came from John and I to be able to afford to get all the stuff for Kayla to do cheerleading. I mean, that racked up to almost $500 each year, and because it's $350, bam, just for a cheer camp for a week. Plus, you have to buy their uniforms. Plus, you have to buy matching socks, matching hair ribbons, matching shoelaces, all this crap, and that stuff's expensive. But she was like, "Well, my grandmother paid for everything." One day in a Facebook thing with my son that he pulled me into, and he told her that because he remembers back then, and he's like, "No, that was mom's friends and mom. Grammy only donated just a little bit." And she was like, "Well, this conversation's over, and you two are not family," and blah blah blah. And she just completely shut it down because she wouldn't admit to the truth. She wanted it to be that I didn't do anything to help her achieve her goals when I did both years. So that was the last time I talked to her, and I was in Florida then. So um, 9 years ago, maybe. Yeah, it's the last time I had any kind of conversation with Kayla. I mean, the girl, come on, the girl was told that I lost a part of my leg, and she went, "Oh, okay." That's how much compassion she has for mom. So I can't do anything with that. You know what I mean? I can't. So I do wish her well. I hope she's doing well with her husband, whom my mom is a little negative about because apparently he doesn't work all that much. Like he had a job with the water company, and my mom was all, "Oh, that's a good job. There's room for advancement and benefits and pay and all that." And the next time she talked to my daughter, like a couple of months later, she asked her how the job was going, and he had already quit. So and when my mom, of course, asked how they were doing financially and able to afford their place to live and things like that, my my daughter was like, "Oh, we're fine," you know. So, okay, yeah. Well, back then, Barbara, I didn't have the money. Well, I don't have it now to do it, but that I didn't have money like $25. I spent all my money on Kayla's cheerleading crap. I didn't have the money for a freaking seat for the thing. Yeah, it wasn't physically feasible for me to be able to go and watch her games. Um, and yeah, mm, so I mean, honestly, 9 years ago or so, whatever. I don't even remember how that conversation started with her and my son, but it ended up being, well, mom never did anything for us and blah blah blah. Well, mom was always broke and had serious health problems. I'm so sorry, princess, that I wasn't rich like your friends and couldn't take you on vacation to Tennessee and Dollywood and shit like that. You got to go though because I allowed you to go with your friends. So hush. I'm like, and that was hard for me to let my child go out of state with people that I didn't really know that well. I mean, I knew them, but hey, Dibble. So yeah, on hindsight, I should not have let her do so much with her friend because they're the ones that came up with the scheme to call DSS to get her out of the house so she could do what she wanted to do, etc. So hindsight's 2020. Cat, go away! Stop bugging me! Come on, get off me! Ugh. So it is what it is, you know. I mean, hey Patrick, how was your Thanksgiving? I ate food so good. Yep, me too. My mom brought me Thanksgiving dinner. I had enough so that I had Thanksgiving dinner, and then I had um food yesterday. So yeah. Well, the time has come and gone, Barbara. But yeah, I get it that people bring things to be more comfortable. But concrete would have killed me, cushion or not. I would have had to have an armchair in order to do that. Oh, you had to cook yesterday. Bummer. My mom was going to send leftovers home with my son, but apparently they came in with enough money that they were able to get a ham and some other things. So Dorothea was cooking a holiday meal. So my son had Thanksgiving dinner at my mom's, and then he went home and had another Thanksgiving meal. My mom was like, he didn't eat as much as he usually did. I mean, he had two plates, but usually he eats more. And I'm like, good lord. So she brought me enough for two meals. I was happy, and pumpkin pie. And she remembered the Cool Whip this time. Yeah, that was one of the things he kept mentioning too. He's like, they're gonna eat without me. He was supposed to go home and help make the dessert. I was like, what are you having? He goes, I'm not really sure, but Dorothea said I could help. I'm like, okay. Oh, there you go, Patrick. Yeah, because the price for holiday stuff was like 30% higher than last year. Meal motivated, absolutely. Yeah, Ella said she went to Kohl's yesterday around what'd she say, like 8:30, and it was dead in Kohl's. There was like nobody in there. I was like, that's because all the stores started their online Black Friday crap like 3 weeks ago. So no need for when Black Friday first was a thing and everybody was fighting to get in the door. They don't do that anymore because it's not a thing anymore. Everybody's sales start so early. Sandy, hi Sandy. Hi Dawn. Aw, you could have asked her if she could spare a couple of them if she was clearing out the whole thing. Hey Jocelyn, I would have been like, while you're making a clean sweep of the shelves, you think you could spare a couple of those for me? You know? Yeah, I'm all out of leftovers except for the macaroni and cheese that my mom put in with the meal. It's not Macaroni and cheese is not a holiday thing for me, so I wasn't eating it with my holiday meal. So I have macaroni and cheese to nibble on. Although I'm gonna have to add a little milk to it because it looks really thick, and I'm like, oh, but that's okay. I have milk. Oh, that sucks, Barbara. I wish you could see her more often. Yeah, I've seen my mom comes over once a week, and Today I got to see her. This week I got to see her twice because she came over Tuesday and then she came over and brought me food. Although she was only here for about 10 minutes when she brought me food. Because she didn't want to leave my grandson at the house by himself. Because apparently he was being very bratty. I mean, he's 17. It's not like he's going to burn the house down or anything, but he refused to eat dinner with everybody. So she probably figured he was going to get into the food once she left, you know. And the kids never clean up after themselves. So he would have left stuff everywhere. Sydney, please try and remember this is my bed, not yours. Lay down. Thank you. She just plunked herself like a child and was like, gotta love dogs. I think she's still tired from seeing my son on Thanksgiving. I wish I had thought about it and I would have gotten that on video. Yeah, Barbara, I can kind of understand that. I'm not a big snow fan myself. I mean, my house is 71 degrees. It's cool. It's not cold. My son was like, "It's too hot in your house." I'm like, "It's 71 degrees." He goes, "I know, it's too hot." He went outside. I'm like, okay. So, yep, Mom will probably break out my Christmas tree and my decorations and stuff, which I don't have a lot of decorations. Like, I think my son tossed a lot of them when he threw the Toxic Twin stuff out the door, but I do have some. So, I mean, I see no reason to even decorate because there's nobody here but me. But my mom insisted last year. She bought me a tree, a little 3-foot tree, so I could put it on my table. And so we make Mom happy. If Mom wants me to have a tree, I have a tree. One in Tink. Nana Tink in the house. So yeah, so I'll put my tree up. My little gnome that she made me will go under it, and yeah. Yeah, when she got it, she was like, "Here, I got you a tree." I'm like, "Mom, I didn't need a tree. I wasn't going to decorate." She goes, "You need to have some cheer to make you happy." And then she pulled the ornaments out, and I saw the ornaments that the last ornaments that John had bought for us, and cried. And I was like, "Yep, cheering me up is working." You know, it was ugly crying all over the place. So it's hard to see those, you know, but they will go on the tree. And she bought me little Christmas balls to go on my tree because the other ornaments that she got was just too big. Um, the big like 4-inch, 3 or 4 inch Christmas balls, they're too big for my little tree. So she came over a couple of weeks ago and was like, "Look, I found ornaments that will fit your tree." And they're tiny. They're like 1/2 inch size. And I'm like, "Oh, that'll work." So yeah. So my tree will have little balls this year instead of big balls. Little balls. Aw, Tank, can't you get one when you get to Florida? Yeah, the one that we had was we did have a 5-foot tree that John had bought. And when the Toxic Twins were here, they pulled it out of the closet and set it up without asking my permission. And I was really pissed off because they set it up in the kitchen of all places. The hell? I'm in a wheelchair and they set up a tree in the kitchen. Um, Thanks for that. And then it ended up getting wrecked. I was so mad. So that ended up getting thrown away. I was mad at my son for allowing it too. I told him, I was like, "I don't want the tree up." I'm like, "There's no reason to have that tree up John bought it, and I don't want to look at it. It'll make me sad." And he was like, "Oh, it's fine," and just ignored me. And then it got ruined. So I have a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree now, which is fine. It gets little plushies put under it because I don't have presents to put under it, so I put plushies under it. So I got my rainbow drama llama that I got from Horizon Picks, and I got my dragon Topaz, and now I have my little gnome. So, oh, okay, Tink. Yeah, it was so weird when I came here when we first moved here to not have snow on the ground at Christmas. It was really weird. I mean, it was chilly, but it wasn't like up north, and there was no snow. And I was like, it doesn't feel like Christmas. So, and I lived in Florida through Thanksgiving and Christmas, and yeah, it just doesn't feel like a normal holiday. Palm trees just don't cut it for me for holidays. I don't know, but we do what we can to make mom happy because she does help me out. So if she and mom will hold a resentment. Let me tell you. I mean, she actually didn't talk to me one day because she got mad at me. I was like, "Really, mom? You're 90 years old. You're gonna pull the silent game for real?" But yeah, I called her out on that. Welcome back, Dawn. Um, but I wasn't gonna do the battle over a Christmas tree. I mean, if it makes and it made mom happy to see it when she came over here. So if it makes mom happy, it is done. Swimming outside in a pool, yeah. Hey, Maggie Doodle. Yeah, that's definitely weird, right? Swimming at Christmas. But I did have good people around me that invited me to their holidays, so it was nice. I had people and good food and all that. The people at Middleburg Baptist Church were very sweet, and they're wonderful. Well, when I was there, they were wonderful people that helped me out and invited my friend Liz and her husband, whose name I can never remember, who had an awesome car, by the way, and it was purple. They invited me over for their Thanksgiving meal, and there were like I don't know 30 people there. It was just this huge gathering, and it was kind of awesome because I mean our family when I was a kid had big family gatherings, but it was nothing like that, and it was a lot of fun. And I can't remember if I was at their house for Christmas or not. Yes, I was because I remember telling her that I liked her tree. They invited me over for Christmas dinner as well. Yeah, they're very sweet people. They were very, very sweet. Aw, nice, Dawn. That's awesome. So there were good points and there were bad points to me living in Florida. And what is irritating right now about me where I lived in Florida is that I would have been very close to Victoria. It seems that every time I move away from someplace, all of a sudden I meet all these people that live in the town that I lived in or near it, and I'm like, well, damn, where were you when I was there? But I wasn't on YouTube when I was there. So, but yep, I was a hop, skip, and a jump away from Victoria when I lived in Middleburg and Orange Park. I ran out of places to live. I ended up moving 3 different times when I was there. I was there for almost a year, and the last time I actually had to look on Craigslist to find a roommate, which was scary. I was very stressed, worried, anxious, but I did get a decent roommate, which I got very lucky. But then he was moving into a condo, and the condo owner who he was fooling around with didn't want me there, so I couldn't go, and I didn't have any place else to go, and I only had 2 weeks. So I was like, well, looks like I'm going back to South Carolina. So I didn't move to Wales. I don't think so. So yeah. So I ended up back in South Carolina. I escaped for almost a whole year and got sucked right back in, which ended up being good anyway because John had put his hand. He says accidentally. I don't buy it, but he put his fist through a plate glass and almost completely severed the tendon between his thumb and his index finger. So he was on his right hand, so he was having a problem doing things. Issa worked, and he had to stay home and take care of the baby. So me going back was beneficial because then he could let his hand heal, and I helped take care of the baby. Helen. So I am not moving to Wales. Yeah. Yeah, he was drunk. He messed up his hand big time. I got back from Florida and took one look at his hand. And I looked at him. I said, "Damn, you're dumb," and walked into the house. Can't find your bag of hooks with the adhesive crap. Oh no. I'm sure Wales is nice, but no, I'm not. I have enough problems being a citizen in this country. I got I got paperwork from the disability determination board or some shit wanting more information on my disability. I'm like, what the hell? I've been on disability since 2006. Why would you need me to fill this out now? I have not ever heard from them since, I became disabled. I'm like, what? And they wanted it in 4 days. They wanted it received in 4 days. And I'm like, okay, I got the packet of stuff I got to fill out. I got it on Tuesday. And well, technically I got it like Monday because my mom came over Tuesday and grabbed my mail. And Thursday's a holiday. How exactly? And I can't reach my mail. I'm like, I can't get to my mailbox to mail it, people. So I have to call them Monday and be like, look, you need to give me an extension because I can't get this sent out to you until Thursday because my mom will grab it and put it in her mailbox. So, I'm like, the hell? It's like, here, get it back to us by tomorrow. No. And they're like, you can fax it to us. Do I appear that I'd have a fax machine? Please. So, yeah, and it's not something apparently you can do online because they didn't give me that option. So I have to fill out this pack. It's like 6, 7 pages. And I'm like, I don't know what you expect me to tell you because I haven't been to a doctor in forever. I don't even remember the names of my doctors that I was seeing with my health stuff or my, so I'm like, it's all on file. Go look for it, Yeah. Although I do have Medicaid now. The guy that I talked to, Mr. Lopez, the last guy that I talked to from Social Security, was asking me a whole bunch of questions about, who lives with me and things like that. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, but you would think after all this time, that now all of a sudden, because they screwed up my disability, my benefits, that now all of a sudden they decide. So I'm like, whatever, I'll fill it out. I don't know what to tell you. I can't come down and talk to you. So if you want to talk to me in person, you'll have to send someone here. But yeah, so the Mr. Lopez apparently, because I do get an SSI supplement, and if you get an SSI thing, then you're eligible for Medicaid as well. So I did get a packet from Medicaid. I have to let them know I need a new card because I don't know where my Medicaid card is. It's been so long since I've seen it. So I do have Medicaid and Medicare now, which would be helpful if I was able to get to a doctor. But at least there's that. But then Medicare, not Medicare, Social Security sent me 4 letters. They sent them on November 9th. The postmark on them is, well, they printed them on the 9th. They came in mail last week. All 4 of them. The first one said that well, one of them said that my benefits that I would be getting in November would be for October and November because I didn't get any money in October. So they did get it to me retroactive. So that's awesome. I was like, okay, we've got already got that established. Thanks for letting me know, 3 weeks in that I'm getting the money. And then the other one was that they said they overpaid me my SSI, my $33, which they did not. But because my income amount had changed, I owed them $33. And I'm like, no, no, I do not. So if they don't give me the $33, I'm filing against that. And I will protest that. I mean, it's only $33 to them. To me, that's half a week's groceries. So, I will file on that. Give me my money. And then I got another one that said I'll only get the $33 um, per month. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Now, mind you, these are all printed on the same day. They were all dated November 9th. So, what? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see in the beginning of the month what happens. And if I have to start calling Social Security again, I'm not going to be happy at all. They cannot get out of their own way. It's unbelievable. But I mean, there was every time I opened one of the letters, I was stressing out. I'm like, what? I'm like, one, eh, I can't live on $33 a month. So what are you people doing? And two, I don't owe you $33. What is going on? I'm like, okay. And then on top of that, I get we need to know more about your situation, your disability. Okay. So yeah. So we'll find out what's gonna happen next week. Or this coming week. So yeah, should be interesting. But they better I mean, it's like, okay, you'll no longer be getting your 800 and something, but we're giving you $33 a month. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. It would be easier for me to do without the $33. You know what I mean? I'm like, mm-mm. I have never had such a difficult time with Social Security, ever. Not even when I was filing for disability did I have this much of a problem with them. So we'll get it all figured out. And luckily my landlord's pretty laid back. So, I mean, hell, he didn't even come pick up the rent until the 21st this month. He texted me and goes, "Did I pick up November's rent from you?" I'm like, "No, you didn't. I was just going to give you double rent in December, but he came and picked it up. It was funny. I told my mom I was tempted to go, "Oh yeah, you picked that up a long time ago," but my landlord gives me receipts, so he would have noticed that he didn't give me a receipt. Wouldn't rip him off like that. I've always paid my rent, except for October when I didn't have any money, thanks to Social Security. So yeah, it was late, but hopefully I don't have to go through all the bullshit of calling multiple times again. Because I mean, I know why they said that my income changed. It's because I got the double payment. But I mean, it's the Social Security office. They should see on my record that it's retroactive payment. It shouldn't have counted as a larger income. You know what I mean? I don't know. They don't know what they're doing. I want a job where I can be an idiot and get paid for it. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? So we'll get it all figured out. Hopefully, it was just them processing in circles and it all straightened itself out in the computer, and I won't have to deal with it. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Hoping because I like it when that happens. So Well, I got about 6 minutes to the 1.5 hour mark, or 5 minutes to the 1.5 hour mark. So if anybody has any links to shows or auctions they want to put in, or to your channel or whatever. Right, Tank? I'm hoping. I hate making phone calls and I just don't want to deal with them anymore, you know? I had to call them way too much in October. So, morning, April. So if anybody has any links to auctions or channels or any of that you want to put them in now. You got about 5 minutes. And I'm going to put Brandon's link for his auction tonight that I will be moderating for him for. Hopefully my hands hold out. They gave out after the 2.5 hour mark last night. But so Brandon's auction is at 8:30 Eastern time tonight, 7:30 Central. Rings, 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 and more rings. He's got so many rings, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And Mr. Jim is on tonight, and he has guests, so that should be cool. Unfortunately, I'm gonna miss it. Yeah, yeah, because you're packing and moving and everything and having your holiday. Yeah, the Angel Channel. You put Kathy's link in? I miss my giggle girl. Hope she had a good holiday. You're such a fibber. Whose channel is that, April? Yeah, I do hope Kathy and her mom had a nice Thanksgiving. Bye, Tink. Have an awesome weekend. Have a safe trip. Safe move, and don't overdo it. Yeah, don't be good like TG. You'll get in so much trouble. TG had to be told to behave in Brandon's chat last night. She getting all rowdy. Beth. Which Beth? There are too many. Grand old things, Beth. Okay, cool. Bye, Dawn. Have an awesome weekend. Give the pup love for me. Give the pups love for me. Dawn has cute doggies. Grand old things, Larry. I hope Victoria had fun with her in-laws, and I hope she didn't get crushed in any kind of Black Friday shenanigans. I really don't think that it's that big a deal in stores anymore. It's lost its oomph because all these places do Black Friday sales so soon, so early. You know, I mean, the whole big thing with Black Friday is going there on the day after Thanksgiving and getting crushed in a crowd and fighting over things and all that chaotic crap. But with everybody doing Black Friday sales starting 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, and people don't have to go anywhere, and the whole appeal to it that some people have just gone. I know that I worked a Black Friday when I worked for Walmart doing loss prevention, and that was one of the most horrifying experiences of my life. And I've had guns held to my head, so that's saying something. That was scary. People are really in the holiday spirit, beating each other over a $99 TV, you know? So the biggest and stupidest thing that our store did, because that's when PS3s came out and they were released on Black Friday. And our store advertised that we had PS3s. Yeah, they only had like 10 of them. We had a line of 200 people wanting PS3s. And they gave out numbers to the first 10 people in line. And I thought that the rest of the people were going to burn the store down. So, yeah, there was a very angry mob wanting PS3s. They were very upset. I was like, what idiot only stocked this many PS3s? You know? Well, welcome back, Dibble. I am about to shut down, actually, because I need to go back to bed. I am exhausted. And I have moderating to do tonight on Brandon, so I need my rest. Put my gloves on and lay down. Hopefully my hands will be all right. Victoria, I was just talking about you. I see that you are alive and well and survived Black Friday. What the hey? I'm tired, Dibble. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Victoria. Yeah, that's why your ears are itching. I was talking about you. No, all I said is I hope you had a good Thanksgiving with your in-laws and that you survived Black Friday. Glad it's over though, yeah. That big sigh, you know, that big after everything's all done. Aw, Dibble, that sucks. Didn't you send me some of those? The hooks with the adhesive on the back? Maybe you sent me the bag you're looking for. The box is out in the other room, so I don't know if you did or not, but I thought you did. Oh, okay. Well, good. But now you're gonna have a whole big bag of that stuff, and you're gonna have more because you got to go buy them because you can't find the bag. Gotcha. I hate it when that happens. Yeah. And I'm gonna put Brandon's link in once again because I told him I would promote the auction tonight on my live. And that's the link to Brandon's small business auction tonight. And continuing on with the ring NATO, as his mom called it. That was funny. He's got gorgeous, gorgeous rings, all natural, well, all real stone. We did have a question about natural or lab created. And honestly, there's really not a way to tell unless you take it to a jeweler or you're, you look at it under a microscope type of thing to see if it's got inclusions or if the stone is perfect. Because if it's perfect, it's lab created. But there's no way to tell just by, looking at it. But they all are real. So they all tested real before his presidium wand broke. Poor guy. And he does have a few more Mystic Topaz. I told him to do the Mystic Topaz individually, like he was doing the carded rings, because Mystic Topaz is something that people are they're either about, or they're like, oh my god, I want that, you know. And when he does it for choice, it bumps the price up for the ones that might not be that expensive. Like the stones aren't as sought after. So I was like, do the Mystic Topaz as individuals. So he might not. I don't know. But yeah, amazing deals will be had at Brandon's auction tonight. Great for Christmas shopping if you know somebody's ring size. Right? Yeah, I was just glad that I got one hug out of my son on Thanksgiving. He didn't hug me goodbye. Hell, he didn't even say goodbye. He just took off my porch. I was like, "Well, bye, man." He's like, "Yeah, bye." Wow. But I manipulated that shit because I knew he'd give me a hug in front of my mom, so I wanted a hug. Damn it! You barely know your ring size. Yeah, I know all my ring sizes. Although my pinkies are very strange. I mean, for ring sizes, they're very strange because I can wear anything from like a 6.5 to an 8 3/4 on my pinkies, and then the rest of my fingers are all solid sizes. But my for some reason with my pinky, it's like the I can wear different size rings on my pinkies. It's really weird. I don't know. Victoria, did Baxter get Thanksgiving dinner? I don't feed Simi people food, but I know a lot of people give their pets people food. Oh, nice, Dibble. I'm going to be disappointed if all Baxter got for Thanksgiving was one of his little bones. Yeah. See, we used to have the big dogs were able to have people food, but Simi has a very delicate constitution. So if she eats people food, I mean, I can give her like a potato chip, or she could have like a little corner of white bread. But if she eats anything other than that, it sounds like she swallowed an alien. She squeaks. Her stomach will squeak, and then she can't eat for like a whole day because her belly's all gassy and everything. Um, so yeah, so that's she doesn't get people food. But the big dogs were all about people food, man. They were like, give us the food. Although they were very well trained and not allowed to beg. So they went and laid down until everybody was done, and then they got their treats. Debbie. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard with some of pet treats too, like those bacon strips. She can't have those either. Um, milk bone stuff doesn't bother her, but a lot of the other dog treats will irritate her stomach. I agree. I think Dibble is awesome as well. Yeah, I can't stand being stared at by animals when I'm eating. So like when I sit here at my computer when I eat, and Simi will lay behind me. She's not getting any anyway, but she'll lay behind me and guard me from the cats. Like if the cat tries to get up on the bed while I'm eating, the dog is all like right there in her face going, "Arr." It's so funny. I'm like, why are you guarding my food? You're not getting. But she does. She regulates the putty cats. Cats don't really eat people food either. When I have my pot pies, Onyx likes to lick what gravy is left in the bottom of the tin. She'll be after me for that. But they don't they don't really eat people food either. They don't even like wet cat food. They just eat their dry food and they're good. Aw, don't stop. Bye, Barbara. Have an awesome weekend. Victoria, I'm a tired bear. I'm sleepy bear. Yeah, I enjoyed my meal that my well both meals that my mom brought over because she brought enough for me to divide in half. I was a good girl. I divided it in half, and I still have the mac and cheese in the fridge, so I still have that to. Yeah, I am going back to bed when this is over. I will be laying back down. I moderated for Ellie yesterday morning for almost 4.5 hours, and then last night Brandon had his auction at midnight, and that went until about 4:30 in the morning. So I'm tired. I got to sleep at 7:30 this morning and woke up at like 9:30. So yeah, I am sleepy bear. My hands hurt, but it was fun. It was fun. Victoria, you're going to be doing the auction with Ella next Friday, right? You're going to be back. I'm going to start lighting my candles now. Yeah. Yay for both of you. Yay, Dibble, and yay, Victoria. Yep, candles are getting lit in advance. Ella auctions are always fun, and having Victoria there is extra fun. So moderating for Victoria is easy, so easy at this point. It's like, okay, Victoria lots, put in your item number times quantity in the chat. Thank you, and then I'm good to go because she keeps an eye on the chat herself. She's used to it, so me trying it is pointless. Um, so yeah, I help out if she's not looking at the screen. I'm like, oh, you sold one. It's the easiest moderating I've ever had to do. Item number type times quantity, and they still don't put in the quantity. Doesn't that drive you nuts? She has TG, and we live for her pronouncing hard words or even easy words like shea butter. I love you, Victoria. Yep. I think people are so anxious to get the number in to make sure that they get the item that they don't want to take the time to put in how many they want. Yeah, Shia or Shea. We live for those moments, Victoria. We love you. She's so Victoria. Yeah, there is definitely only one Victoria, and she's ours, and we're keeping her. We're not fighting over you. We're going to share you. We share you. You're ours. You belong to us. You're our Victoria. I mean, you're like YouTube famous when someone like messes up someone's name like I did last night. Um, or they mispronounce something. I'm like, don't go channeling Victoria now. TG, stay away from Victoria's sponge cake and her sugar cookies. Back off. See, this is why when TG says, I'm a good girl, yeah, we know better. Naughty, naughty, naughty little Welsh brat. Now I want cake. That's funny. Yeah, my except for the macaroni and cheese, all my Thanksgiving stuff is gone. I was grateful that I had 2 meals though. I didn't have to cook anything or just had to pop it in the microwave and reheat it, and it was delicious. It makes things much easier for me when I just have to microwave things. Victoria, hi for breakfast. Naughty, naughty. Oh, I did get my pills, by the way. They're sitting here staring at me. I didn't want to do them before Thanksgiving because I knew my mom was bringing over good food, and Thanksgiving is when you pig out. So, but I was good, and I could have actually eaten what she brought over. Normally, I would have just eaten everything that she brought over, but I was a good girl and I divided it in half, so I had 2 meals out of it. So I'm going to start the pills on Monday because this weekend my schedule is all messed up, and I don't know how long Brandon's auction is going to go tonight. So, yep, I will start that on Monday. Try to regulate some kind of schedule with them, because I have to make sure I have water in my room because I'm not supposed to have caffeine, and the soda that I drink has caffeine in it. So, and I got to bring my bread in here so I can eat a sandwich a little while after I take my pill, that kind of thing. So, yep, that will be starting on Monday. Because I actually have my alarm set for like 7:25, so I don't miss your show unless I'm extremely exhausted and I hit dismiss and go back to sleep. Yes, I got it. It was in there. Thank you, honey. I haven't tried it out yet, but it was in there. I will get to that too. But since I know that I'm most likely going to wake up to my alarm for your morning show, that's when I'll take them in the morning, and then I'll just have to figure out what time later in the day that I take them and try and stick to that. Yeah, because I want to take them at the same time every day, or at least close to the same time every day. Yeah, hopefully it won't shut off on me like the one I have, because that annoys me when I go to do a live, or like when I was going to do sales on other people's channel and I got everything set up and I'm on StreamYard and I'm, you know, there, and all of a sudden my camera is like boom gone. And I'm like, what the heck? And when it does that, it cancels out the YouTube regular laptop camera as well. So then I have to reboot StreamYard completely. And yeah, it takes time out and it's annoying. And so hopefully the new one won't do that. Woot woot. Dinner soon there. I haven't eaten yet today, but I had taken a couple of pieces of tilapia out of the freezer day before Thanksgiving, so I need to make that because otherwise I'll have to throw it away, and that's a waste of food. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will, and no caffeine. I know, so I have to make sure I have bottles of water in my room. But I'm gonna be having tilapia and rice for dinner because I don't know where my head was on Wednesday, but I ended up taking out two pieces of tilapia and to eat on Thursday, and then I was like, oh wait, I got back in my room and I'm like, wait a minute, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, Mom's bringing me food, so hey Larry, morning. So yeah, I have to cook it today. Yeah, I might heat up some broccoli too. Broccoli's good for me. So I mean, tilapia is not the best fish for you. It's not bad for you, but it's not doesn't have all the omega 3s and all of that in it. But it's still fish is good, and I had some jasmine rice with it and some broccoli. Yummy. Num 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 num. Cody gonna eat good today after I wake up. TG food. Cook food. There you go. Make fake meat, maybe fake meat something. Yeah, okay. Because she's sort of vegan, or yeah, sort of vegetarian, not vegan, because she wouldn't be able to have any animal product, whatever. Which would mean no cheese toasties unless you ate fake cheese, which is gross. Yuck. Yep, fake cheese. Ew. And vegetarian means crappy hunter. Baby bells. You're silly. Ugh. I'm falling asleep sitting up. I'm gonna give it another 8 minutes. I stayed because stayed a half an hour longer because of Dibble and Victoria. Because Dibble was like, "What the hey?" Although now she's probably off stringing up lights, so she's not even paying attention. Lights or wreaths or something. Dibble's decorating, making it all pretty for the geese and ducks. Pasta bake, maybe. I'm sure you'll figure it out when you get in the kitchen and grab some. Tell Todd I said hi, Victoria. I hope you have a great weekend. Love you. I will definitely get some sleep. I hope you get some sleep too. Well, the weather might be poop for you, but the birds still gotta eat. How rude. It's crappy weather out. You get to go hungry. So I have also successfully unsubscribed to anybody who puts out more than 5 shorts a day. I couldn't take it. I had to scroll too much when I went on my subscription tab. I had to scroll through everybody's damn shorts, which I mean, if it's a short that is interesting to me, then yeah, I'll watch it. Like Thomas's short with his dad with the snake that got over 4,000 views the last time. Well, when I clicked on it, it already had 4,000 views. But because his dad's a badass and just grabbed that snake by the tail, I was like, you go. Um, considering there are a lot of poisonous snakes in Australia, that was pretty cool. But I don't need 10,000 cat videos a day, so I don't want to scroll for 5 minutes to find videos, like actual videos. So, yeah, anybody that did more than 5 a day, I was like, see ya, bye. Have a good time. I mean, I understand that they're getting you views and you're getting their, they get you subscribers, and I get that. I understand why people are doing shorts, but it was just clogging up my feed, so I had to go. So, sorry. Poor Mark. Yeah, well. Hell, Mark would be shocked to know that I was subscribed to him in the first place, because he seems to think I hate him. I don't hate anybody. Might not like people, but I don't hate anyone. Hate is a very strong term. It's a very strong emotion that I don't waste on just anybody. They have to do something horribly bad for me to hate them. Larry, you're having trouble making one a day. I saw the ones with your cats, which was cute. Like, I didn't watch them, but I saw them on my feed, and I was like, oh, Larry did a cat video. Well, I'm glad, Larry, because if you were doing them like Mark was doing, I might have to unsubscribe to you, and I don't want to do that. So I wouldn't. I'd just be like, oh, Larry. Yeah. Oh, let's see what's going on the tube right now. Oh, ow, that yawn hurt. Ow. Food coma after Thanksgiving sale. Laura and Melanie is live right now. That's all I got on my subscriptions for being live. So that's the only shout out I can give right now because they're the only ones I have live. Right, y'all got about a minute if you want to drop any links again. Sorry, TG. I can't. That one actually hurt. That one popped my jaw. I'm like, ow. It made my eyes water too. I'm like, I'm crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Don't overdose on leftovers, but enjoy if you have them. And I will see y'all around the tube. Don't forget, Mr. Jim has an auction tonight, and Brandon has his auction tonight. And April is on Grand Old Things Beth's channel tonight. So check her out. Go hoeing around on YouTube. Yeah. I hope everybody has an awesome rest of your day and your weekend. Be safe, but enjoy yourselves. Thanks for coming, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I will talk with all of you later. Bye.